Let's do a preserving garden tour. Everything is very bushy, very overgrown. I need to trim this tomato plant because it's tipping out of the cage and heading towards the gate. We actually have some ripe tomatoes, which is very exciting. I did weed this garden about a week ago and then I got sick, so I haven't been able to stay on top of it, but it's still looking pretty good. We've got a volunteer or surprise squash plant here, and it's actually growing up the fence and even this way across the fence. I'm just gonna leave it, and if we actually get fruit from it, great, and if not, that's okay too. So we've got some dill that's growing here, which I just let self-seed from last year. The tomato plants are definitely taller than me, and I planted them way too close together and way too close to my path. As you can see, can't even see through there. I've had to trim a lot of the branches that were growing covering the path, but I haven't pruned again in about 2 weeks, so I think I need to do that. Over here is the corn. This is looking really good as well. I hand pollinate the corn, meaning I take these tops off and I rub them on the silks down here, but I haven't done that yet, and I don't think I actually will this year. It seems like it's doing okay. Plus, again, it's very dense. Let's see if we can push our way through. Here's what it looks like from the other side. So shrubby. I've got this branch probably needs to be trimmed, but underneath of there are some carrots and beets in this garden little plot, which are looking pretty good. There's some marigolds over here and bean plant. I wasn't too sure how this was going to do, since when I last checked it didn't have any flowers, but now it's got a lot and it's very shrubby. So with this plant, I don't harvest the beans during the summer because it's just, I don't have the time, and it's not a priority because we eat the beans dried. So I'll let them dry out on the vine, and then in the fall, when the plant has started dying, I'll just pick off the dried pods and shell them that way. Here's my potato patch. I think I might need to start digging some of these up soon. I don't know if the plants are dying, meaning they're ready for harvest, or if something has been getting in here and bedding down. It could be both. But I think this week I might test some spots and see if the potatoes are ready to harvest. I honestly don't know how I'm even going to get in there to get to these tomatoes. I definitely planted too many in too small of an area. I can see for sure there's some there, and when I was on the outside of the garden I saw some a little bit further back, so I guess I'll just try to look for bright red and make my way to those. I'll show you on the outside where I could see some more tomatoes in there. And I don't see any more bright red spots yet, so that might be it, just this plant and then the other one. But I think I might just have to get creative with the harvesting this year. This is the main tomato planter. There's just tomatoes in this one. Actually, there is a small bean plant that just popped up from last year. And then on the other side, I do have a few radishes that have gone to seed, or gone to flower, hopefully to seed soon. The plants here are huge. So far, no ripe fruit, but all the plants have lots of clusters. Here is the other side of that planter. I'll show you the radishes. Here's what they look like when they've gone to flower. And I've planted a few more where I already harvested some, and there's a few more growing there. If you hear any weird squeaky noises, it's my shoes. I'm wearing Crocs. This side is popping corn. It's very big, it's looking really good. I have a couple tomato plants here that were either cuttings from plants or volunteer plants, meaning they just popped up last year because tomatoes were grown in this planter. On this side, I've got some peas. They're looking pretty good. I typically save these as a dried pea. So we'll eat the small ones like this, and then let the bigger ones like this just dry out on the vine. And then I harvest them all at the end of the summer. On this side, this is actually 2 pepper plants. It's kind of hard to see. I definitely planted them too close together, but I do have a green pepper. Then I have some eggplants here. There's 3 plants. I didn't think they'd get this big because when I did eggplants before, they never really got past the flower stage. Now, I wasn't sure these peppers would do anything, so I bought 4 organic pepper plants, and they're actually a lot smaller than my pepper plant, but we still have some fruit on them, so that's pretty exciting. Okay, back here, this tangle is lemon cucumber, which my friend Samantha sent me because I wasn't able to find any seeds here. And it's doing pretty well. It's kind of hard to see, but this vine plant is cucamelon, and I only saw 1 cucamelon vegetable, fruit, yesterday, so I picked that and we tried it and it was interesting. Over here I have beets. These definitely need to be picked soon. Some of them are poking right up near the surface. I have picked a few already, but I just haven't in a little while. There were more beets here, that's why there's a big open space. This is lettuce, can't remember what variety, but I think it's starting to bolt, so I've just been pulling it out, that's what these empty spaces are, and just giving it to my chickens because they like it. Now, I did have something else planted here, spinach strawberry. You might remember me talking about that in previous videos, but nothing happened. The seeds never germinated. I don't know what I did wrong. So I ended up putting tomato plants here. These were more volunteer plants that were growing in the other planter, and you can see they kind of grew in clumps because that was where tomatoes fell, and the seeds just germinated naturally. So I put them here. They definitely have some fruit, so that's pretty cool. Over here in my herb garden, I've got lemon balm and spearmint. Both of them have grown so much, which is great. I definitely need to harvest the lemon balm especially. It's pretty bushy. I've got 2 echinacea plants that I transplanted from elsewhere in the garden. I believe next to this stake I had sown some calendula seeds. They never germinated, but a friend is giving me some flowers, some flower heads when she picks them, just so I have some to dry for later. This is my basil plant, sorry, oregano plant. It's quite bushy. I don't eat a lot of oregano for cooking and everything, so I'm not harvesting a ton of it, but I have been picking off extra stalks, I guess, and just giving it to the chickens and putting it in their coop, and that seems to go pretty well. The coop smells really nice, and it's supposed to be a fly repellent. Here is more echinacea. In this spot, I just planted some echinacea seeds. I know they won't germinate this year, but I put them there anyways. This is not a grass clump, it's chives. There is grass in there, but it's also chives. And there's more chives there. So these sunflowers that are across here, some of them I planted here, and this one I transplanted from another garden. Somebody told me that it's not good to plant sunflowers next to your vegetables because the sunflowers suck up all the nutrients and don't let any stay in the soil for the other plants, but I'm not sure if that's true. If it is, I guess that's okay because these tomatoes were either volunteers or cuttings. So if they don't survive, it's not the end of the world. They were just bonus tomatoes anyways. And then down here, I've got some yarrow that I dug up from another garden. Some more yarrow back there. I don't think it's good to harvest right now. The flowers have gone to seed, and I'm not sure if you can harvest the leaves from yarrow for medicinal use. I'll have to look that up. This is chamomile. I think it's maybe done blooming. I don't know what this part is on the chamomile plant. Pretty sure it's part of the plant because this one has it too. But I've tried growing chamomile before, and if you've watched my previous gardening videos from previous years, you might remember I did have chamomile in this spot, and it just never grew. It just didn't do anything. It was not a good looking plant. So I got these 3 plants from someone in my women in homesteading group, Holly, and they've done so well. Another person in our group, Lynn, she bought some plants too, and in Lynn's garden videos, her chamomile plants are doing so well, like mine are. So Holly's got the magic touch with growing chamomile, I guess. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to link my entire gardening playlist on the screen here, so if you want to check that out, I encourage you to do so. Again, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.